Let's see how we can benchmark the new YOLO26 model so we can see how fast it can actually run inference with different optimizations frameworks that we can export it into with the Ultralytics framework as well. Everything is pretty much just a few commands that we need to run, but this is very important to know. Once you have trained your own custom models and want to get them into production, basically just to benchmark them, test them out on different hardware to see where do you get the best performance, both do our accuracy drop, how fast can we run the models in production, because if we do our benchmarking and optimizations into the correct framework based on where we want to deploy the model, we can get up to 3, 4, 5 times inference speed increase without really losing any accuracy at all. So this is very, very important, and it's even essential to know if you're building computer vision models for production. So let's just jump straight into it. We have opened up the Ultralytics documentation. We have inside the home tab, the benchmark. So we can both do training, validation, prediction, export, object tracking, and now we also have the benchmark. So we covered this, but now let's test it out with the YOLO26 model. If you just take a look at the YOLO26 model, we have other videos covering in detail how you can train a new model on a custom dataset end to end, how you can export into the different formats. Now we're going to do benchmarking across the different formats so we can actually see some values and do comparisons. Pretty much similar inference speed if we're using GPU, but significantly faster if you're using CPU for the new YOLO26 model, and we just get an increase in our accuracy, so it's just a more accurate model that can run faster. If we go down, take a look at it. So when we're looking at the key metrics in our benchmark mode, we're looking at the mean error position in confidence intervals of 50% confidence or to 95%. So this is both for optimization, segmentation, and post-estimation. Here you look at the top accuracy for the top 5 for image classification, and then of course also inference time. The most important ones is our accuracy and our inference time. So for example, export formats could be ONNX for CPU performance. You can also run ONNX on GPU, TensorRT to squeeze the most out on an NVIDIA GPU. So if this is only going to work on NVIDIA GPU, but then you can get up to a 5x inference speed increase, as you can see down here. OpenWindow for Intel hardware, Core ML, TensorFlow Safe Model, and more. Diverse deployment needs. So Core ML could, for example, be Apple hardware. There's some TensorFlow Lite and all those things as well. Everything will be detected automatically once we run the benchmark command, and it's going to set up everything for us, and we can just see the results at the end. So there's no excuses of not running benchmarking after you have trained your models with Ultralytics. So what we're going to do here is pretty much just see the example. So we can use the CLI tool, or we can use Python. This is all the different arguments that we can specify. This is just export format arguments in the exact same way, and the benchmark is just going to export all the models in the different formats, run benchmarking, and then compare them all, and you will just get a table view at the end. So this is all the export formats covered. We went through it in detail, how you can do it step by step for each one of them. Now we're just going to do full benchmarking. So here, for example, we can benchmark YOLO26 nano model on the Coco 8 dataset. You can have your own dataset, so if you want to benchmark on your own dataset, you just specify the YAML path here, and we're good to go. So let's grab this command, open up a Google Colab notebook. If you run into any problems, if you can access the new YOLO26 model, make sure you pip install Ultralytics. And if you already have it installed and you're still getting errors, make sure to upgrade it. So now we're just going to pip install Ultralytics. We already connected to a free GPU resource on Google Colab. Then we can paste in this command. We need exclamation mark when we run terminal commands inside Google Colab. So we're going to run the benchmark command with this model. You can specify your own custom model as well. The image size is just 640. I actually want to use half precision, so then we're going to use 16-bit floating point value for our weights instead of 32, so that should be even faster and run even faster. We don't need to specify the device, it's going to automatically detect that, so we should be able to just run it like this. There we go, let's run it, let's see, it's going to set up everything. If some dependencies are not installed, it will install it automatically, and just make sure that this is going to just set up the frameworks, do the export formats to the hardware that is available on your computer. So this is here on Google Colab. I'm not sure what CPU they're using, but we are connected to an NVIDIA GPU. So first of all, it's going to convert it to torch script. So it's going to run PyTorch, torch script, ONNX, TensorRT, and all of that. So we can see some Ultralytics requirements. We need to install that for ONNX. So we're just going to let it run here for a bit of time, and then it's going to, you can see benchmark failed for OpenVINO, inference not supported on GPU. We don't have an Intel GPU connected, but if you had, it will automatically detect that and then do the inference there. So here we can see some of the results that we're getting. We get the mean average position, we get a precision recall, and also the other mean average position here. This was for our, let's see, what was this for? That was for ONX. And up here at the top, we had it for TorchScript. So if you just take a look at the positions, accuracies, pretty much the exact same with these two frameworks. You can see inference speed, around 12 milliseconds inference speed. Again, we don't have any post-processing for the new YOLO26 model because there's no non-maximum suppression layer, as we went over in the previous videos where we covered the models and the new key highlights in detail. So make sure to check those out. So 12.4 here we have it 11.5, so it's a bit faster with TorchScript compared to ONX, but now it's just going to pretty much just set up the rest here. So it's going to set up TensorRT. It's going to take longer depending on your hardware and so on. It can take 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 45 minutes if it's some very small Jetson devices before it has done the TensorRT engine optimization. So I'm just going to let it run here with the benchmarking. We can go back, take a look at the results. You can grab a coffee while you're doing that, and then you don't have to do anything. Run a few commands, have your data set, run a few commands to train your model, benchmark it, then you can export it into the best format, and then you can start build inference applications around it, build the business logic. This is all you have to do when you use the Ultralytics framework and the new YOLO26 model. So we already got our results from the benchmarking here. I didn't even have time to go grab a coffee. It says like 300 seconds, so that's like 5 minutes that it took to generate this. So it used some CPU, it also used GPU for the T4 that we have set up. Let's now take a look at the results. So what we want to look at is both the megabytes, so this file size, depending on where you want to run it. If you have some constraints on the memory, we have the mean average positions, we have the inference time, and also the frames per second. So let's probably just look at the frames per second and the metrics. We don't really lose any accuracy at all here. We see we even probably generalize a bit better, converting it to the different formats and changing on some of the weights. That's probably just some generalization, doesn't really matter too much, but we can see that we pretty much have the same accuracy. This is also only on the Coco 8 dataset, so it's like a very small dataset where we definitely need more images to have better averages in our precisions. So this is the same. You see the model size files. We get a bit larger file with TensorRT. ONX is a bit smaller. PyTorch is the smallest one by far, but again, these other ones here doesn't really matter too much. They have a lot of other optimizations and benefits. If we just take a look at it, we have the TensorRT model here. We have the PyTorch model. It's almost a 10x increase, and we don't lose any accuracy at all. The model size is double size, but this is nothing compared to a 10x inference speed boost. Even just ONX, running it here on ONX, I think this is even running it on the CPU as we saw up at the top. This is almost 4, let's just say 3 times faster inference speed. The same with TorchScript. Here we can see some TensorFlow save models. Something is probably wrong here in the export or setup, but again, these are not as fast. This is also not optimized for the specific environment where we have in a Google Colab with GPU, larger computer, and so on. But this is pretty cool, and you can just get the benchmark results. We didn't get anything for OpenVINO, Core ML. We don't have Intel hardware. We don't have Apple hardware here. Some of these other ones down here at the bottom is also mainly for Apple hardware or Edge TPUs. This is a pretty cool overview. You can just take this graph here. You have a full evaluation of your computer vision models, train a new model, do comparisons, then you can go in and say, okay, I want TensorRT by far here because I need to run crazy fast inference. You'll go in and convert it to TensorRT, set it up, run the inference script. Even if you just take the TensorRT engine file, you can throw it into the predict method with Ultralytics, and you run the TensorRT inference in that way as well. This is so easy. You don't really have to do anything. It's much more about the data set, knowing all these different tools, and then building the use case and the business logic on top of it. Hope you learned a ton of this video here, guys. Definitely go and use the benchmarking tool. It's so valuable, and it just takes 5 minutes. Hope you learned a ton. Hope to see you guys in one of the upcoming video. Until then, happy benchmarking.